Hi everyone, Dr. Carol Matthews here. Welcome back to the Auld Manor House, my new channel, which is now 4 weeks old. Yay! um, so this week, getting back to the subject, it's been a massive week. So I thought in this week's video, I will update you quickly on what's been going on with helping to create the Auld Manor House and set it up as a business. And then, because it's Halloween week, I thought perhaps I'd have a quick word about what the fictional family in the Auld Manor House might be doing for Halloween in the period from 1500 to about 1800, 1820, 1830. I haven't quite decided when I'm going to cut that off, but we'll have a chat about that as well. Now, what's been happening this week in setting up the business? It's been a huge week. I'm an historian. I know about the period. What I don't know much about, I'm on this massive learning curve to set up the business. That's what I don't know about, setting up a business. So it's been a huge week, as I said. There's been a lot of work done. I've been looking at who I think will be interested in the Auld Manor House. So finding my market, or my niche, as I'm discovering this is called. Excuse me. I've been finding out, thinking about my branding. What colors do I want? I've settled on a logo for my own business, the Online Historian, of which the Auld Manor House is a part. And I've settled on a logo for the Auld Manor House, which hopefully I will have next week and will be able to show you. That would be brilliant. So I know what it's going to be. It's just a matter of having it made up now. The other thing I've been doing this week, and this has been so huge, is it's a lot of work for me, is designing a website for the Auld Manor House and writing all I now know they're called copy, writing all the words for it, all the text. Now, lectures and things, workshops, tutorials, teaching in a university, there's a lot of writing in that, articles, books. That's one kind of writing, but learning how to write for customers for a website is a completely different kind of writing. So I'm learning that as well. And this week I've done a lot of writing for the things which will appear on the website. It's been really exciting, and I cannot wait till I can unveil the website to you and show you where it is. Give you the URL for it. The Auld Manor House will be a part of that, so you'll be able to go to a page called the Auld Manor House and log in and join the membership site. So that all needs constructing as well, and it's been fascinating. I am learning so much, and it's really, really exciting. In fact, if you ask me this week what is the most exciting, the best bit about setting up the Auld Manor House, it's been that buzz, that energy, the creativity, coming up with the ideas, and what people will enjoy, that I think they'll enjoy about discovering British history through the story of a manor house, following several generations of a family who own the Auld Manor House, and their employees, the people who are in service there. So it's all about a country house, the people who live and work in it, and how it works. So writing all that, thinking about that, is such a buzz, and creating the first pack, the first month's worth of goodies in there, which is all about introducing the Auld Manor House and introducing me as the curator and how it's all going to work and what you're going to find in there every month. This is all incredibly exciting, and it's so much fun. I just know that running the Auld Manor House is going to be the most fun and the most interesting and the most creative thing I've ever done. Sort of creating the story of the manor house and the family and who the individual members are, and sort of introducing them to the new members as they join. It's all going to be brilliant, and that bit is so much fun. The challenge so far, as you might have guessed, is the learning curve that goes along with that. Learning all about branding and marketing and setting up a website, which I've never had to do, and writing all the pages for it, and setting up an email account so that people can join a list of people who are interested in joining, which will be hopefully next week, but possibly the week after. You'll be able to join a waiting list to get on the Auld Manor House site and join when it's all ready. So that learning curve is a huge challenge, but at the same time, it's pretty good. And I think the biggest challenge of all for me, is getting a routine, like a 9 to 5 routine, so that I can actually get all this stuff ready, done, written, and created for you. I am not used to doing a 9 to 5 job. I've always been an academic so that I can set my own times, and I have part doing research and part doing teaching and part doing this and part doing, grant applications and things like that. This is something where I have to, for the first time, actually sit down 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and logically and methodically create something instead of sort of following my academic nous like a little bloodhound or a beagle running around chasing down everything interesting. So it's a big challenge to me to actually operate as a 9 to 5 sort of, it's as a job. That's been a challenge, and it is one that I still find quite difficult to do. But it's all growth, right? It's all good, and it will teach me discipline. I am convinced about. This was going to teach me some discipline, and so that is also a lot of fun. Now, enough of setting up the Auld Manor House. A little bit of history. So this week, as I said at the beginning, is Halloween week, and it's going to be Halloween tomorrow, the 31st. So I'm actually doing this video, if you're wondering, a day early because we actually have a family wedding on Halloween, which is fun. So I've got to go away and go to York to go to the wedding. So I'm going to be doing this video and posting it a day early. So for me, Halloween is tomorrow. Now, as I think about Halloween, I think, what were the people in the Auld Manor House, the family, who I've yet to name. I'm having trouble deciding on a name for the family, so please feel free to suggest a name for a sort of minor aristocratic family, not earls and princes and things, but more like a viscount or a baronet or somebody. If you can think of a suitable name, that would be lovely. So what would this family and their employees be doing on Halloween? Well, the interesting thing is that Halloween is actually quite a recent thing in the UK. Now, I know there are people who will jump straight onto that and say, no, we've been doing this in Scotland and Ireland and probably bits of England and Wales, for hundreds of years. And yes, partly. But it seems to me that the more I look into Halloween, or All Saints, so All Hallowed evening, it's the more I look into this, the more confusing it gets, because there's All Saints and then there's All Souls Eve, and it seems to be something of a modern myth that Halloween actually goes back for centuries and is attached to pagan ceremonies. Now, if you're a pagan, please don't jump on me and tell me that that's wrong. From what I've seen and read, and I've been looking at diaries and journals and all sorts of things from the period 1500 to 1830-ish, looking at what people were doing for Halloween. Now, it seems that in various parts of the UK, during this period, people either celebrated Halloween or they celebrated the harvest, and then certainly after the 17th century, they celebrated Bonfire Night on the 5th of November. So it seems to be something of a controversy there that I'm going to keep looking into, because it's very interesting. Nothing I've looked at in the way of journals and letters mentions anybody doing anything in particular for what we would think of as Halloween. So I'm really interested in how much is that a sort of 19th, 20th century import, adaptation from perhaps the United States, that is. I know they did turnips, carved turnips, whereas now we do pumpkins. probably because they're easier to carve. um, yeah, so there's a lot of fascinating stuff about that. So I'm looking into that, and I'll keep you posted on it. There seems to be more, certainly in England, um, about uh, the harvest festival at church, when the families, because society was very agricultural, as to when people would come in and bring um, offerings to be laid on the altar in the church, in parish churches, for the harvest festival at the end of October. And that, of course, was wheat and pumpkins and lots of root vegetables harvested about this time, etc. So I will keep you posted on that. And if you would like to learn more about that or about the Auld Manor House, please do feel free to join my free Facebook group, which is called Great British History. Please feel free to join that, or if you like, you can look at my membership page, my Facebook page, which is called The Online Historian, if you would like any more information about the Auld Manor House or the free Facebook group. Or feel free to leave a comment below if you would like more information about a waiting list or whatever. In the meantime, have a lovely Halloween. I hope you have a great time. I'm sure you will. And I will see you with more news about the fun and the challenge of setting up the Auld Manor House. So I will see you next week. Bye for now.